Ladies and gentlemen, KocoSports.com proudly presents Wrestle AM. Now, we know it's in the middle of the week here, and we know that you've missed us oh so much, so we figured we'd come in here, do a little special show, do a little bit of the wrestling news and gossip circulating around the interwebs right now, give our thoughts and reactions, but of course you got to have the Coco crew to do that, so you got me, the sexiest man on all of Internet Wrestling Radio. That's right, Boom Boom, here shaking the room live from beautiful Omaha, Nebraska, and of course joining me way across there, across the Pacific Ocean in Tokyo, Japan, the War Machine himself, Dave Kokotis. What is up, Dave?
I thought you were going to also mention how I always had your back.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, you always have my back, you know. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, hang on. Here, I believe this knife I just pulled out of my back, I believe that belongs to you, sir?
Oh, well, thank you. I was looking for that. But yeah, we're going to do some news. Listen, we're a little behind on Stump the Idiots, so we are going to get to a few comments, and then we're just going to wipe the board clean. So if we totally missed your comment, it's Boom Boom's fault, because that seems to be our policy now. It's Boom Boom's fault, and just repost it here, and we'll get back to it. It's just that real life gets in the way. Boom Boom legit has one of the most stressful careers in the world. I know, because I used to have it. And I write stories about superheroes. That's stressful, right? I mean, no, it's not. But I also talk about wrestling. That's stressful. No. Yeah. Sorry, boobs, that I suck and you're awesome. Any nuts. Should we start this? Well, how should we start this? Should we go right into the news and save the comments for last? You're in charge. This is your news.
Yeah, I heard we got stuff. Actually, you know what? Let's start off with the. Everybody's wanting to kind of talk about this. I know they want to know what the hell we think about it. So you know what? Let's start off a little bit of news here. There was reportedly a real altercation between the new Sin Cara and Sheamus at the SmackDown tapings. I believe that was in New York. Anyway, it was on Tuesday. There was reportedly Sin Cara, believe it or not, got the best of Sheamus, and Sheamus wrote back. He just said, "Oh, well, it's just how a Mexican and an Irishman. That's just them how they hug it out." And I'm like, okay,
racism.
But. Yay, racism. Gotta love it.
Like, I didn't get my ass kicked. Now, listen, I got a comment here, and it goes all together. This is the one that Straight Edge Punk left. Straight Edge Punk says, Dave, I just wanted to comment about Sheamus and the way you said in previous videos he's part of the D Club and Triple H's workout buddy. He recently tweeted, he recently tweeted he has only worked out with Triple H 3 times. How many times has he sucked his cock? So it's fair to say he's not and never was in the D Club. Not so fast, my fellow friends. Now listen, maybe Sheamus is just a racist who everyone lies about. I mean, maybe when Yoshitatsu kicked his ass a couple years ago, maybe that's just how Irish and Japanese people get along. Now hear me out on this one. Sheamus is a cocksucking fucking liar. Alright? But maybe, just maybe, boom, you've been around liars in the media, right? And sometimes people say this person's a liar and it just ruins your reputation. Like, let's take someone that's known as a liar on the big screen, in the real world, in news. Who's the guy? Lance Armstrong. Lance Armstrong accused, they're like, oh no, that doctor's a liar. No, that country's a liar. No, all the other racers are a liar. No, well, eventually, you find out he's not, that fucking Lance Armstrong is the fucking liar. This is the same thing with Sheamus. Maybe everyone else in the world is a liar. But when your defense is everyone else in the world is a liar, then maybe you're the fucking liar. Let's look at the facts, okay? FCW. Maybe 20-plus wrestlers. Maybe 20-plus wrestlers who fucking personally told me Sheamus only got to the bed because he kissed ass with Triple H and was his workout buddy. Maybe they're all the liars. You know, the 20-plus FCW wrestlers. Maybe the 2 women that he lied to calling sports talk radio in Tampa saying that they said his real name was Sheamus and that they were going to take care of him and lied and left him. Maybe they're just 2 crazy bitches. That's a real strong possibility, but maybe. Maybe Sheamus, when he got his ass whooped by Yoshitatsu, maybe Yoshitatsu, who I still claim to be the friendliest fucking man in professional wrestling today, maybe he's a liar. Maybe all the guys who fucking laughed their ass off because Yoshitatsu smacked them, fucking, maybe they're liars. Okay, now Sheamus fucking was injured in Ireland. All his training buddies fucking said, oh, he's full of shit. He's not really injured. He's just staying home in Ireland being lazy. Maybe all his friends in Ireland are liars. Okay. Now, all the internet has gone crazy, and everyone says he got the best of them, and he's like, oh, that's how we hug it out. You know what? You're right. Maybe Sheamus isn't in the D Club. Maybe the rest of the world, from FCW, from Ring Rat Whores, to his training partners in Ireland, to fucking everyone who watched Yoshitatsu kick him, to everyone that watched Sin Cara slap him, maybe they're all liars. Well, here's the thing about fucking reality, Sheamus. When everyone says you're full of shit, and you're like, no, everyone else is a fucking liar, the odds are, anyone who's ever worked in news or followed news, the odds are the one who says everyone else is lying is the fucking liar. Pete Rose. How long did Pete Rose say everyone was a liar? How long? And then eventually he's like, oh yeah, no, I'm a fucking liar. Sheamus is a lying piece of shit, ass-kissing D Club member, and you know what Sheamus means in Ireland? Disappointment. Now, I could be wrong. I could be the fucking liar. The FCW wrestlers could be the liar. The women in Tampa could be the liar. His training partners could be the liar. The other WWE superstars could be the liar. The whole internet could be the liar. But that is a lot of finger pointing there, Lance Armstrong, Pete Rose, and Sheamus. All I'm saying is the odds of that many people lying, and how much of an asshole do you have to be that your fucking friends, co-workers, ex-girlfriends all throw you under the bus? How much of an asshole do you have to be? So no, you're right. Maybe Sheamus isn't part of the D Club. Maybe the rest of the world, the rest of the fucking world who know him personally, say maybe they're full of shit. Booms. And news. How often when everyone else is a liar, the person saying everyone else is a liar really is the liar?
Yeah, actually, I could cite this one example. We had in the city that in Omaha, we had an incident last summer where I'll try to skip a lot of the details, but woman got busted with a stolen car. Said she was having a medical condition. Cops said okay. They called an ambulance. The ambulance the paramedics loaded her into the ambulance. Somewhere during the transport, shots were fired inside the ambulance. Now, the woman in question had been arrested several times for drug possession. I believe maybe even a weapons charge. Don't quote me on that last part. But she swore up and down that no, she never had a gun. She didn't have a gun. The police were, she never had a gun. That the paramedic tried to kill her for, no reason whatsoever. He just tried to kill her, and, she got wounded in the altercation. The paramedic got grazed by the bullet. Thank God the paramedic driving wouldn't even hit. But it was a big crime scene. There was all these allegations. Did the paramedic illegally have a gun on them because they're not supposed to have them? Or did the police not search her properly? But anyway, she swore up and down she didn't have a gun. Everybody was lying. Well, the prosecution offered to, reduce some charges. Well, yeah, I had a gun in my waistband. The police just didn't search me before they put me on the gurney. So, yeah, I mean, I'm used to it all the time. I mean, hell, we've had a woman this week get shot, and oh no, I have no idea who it is, but the police beat me up like a year ago, so I want some money from that. So yeah, I'm used to dealing with this bullshit. Let me ask you this, Dave. I was going to ask you, did you find it? Were you just kind of shocked about it, like I was? It's like Sheamus gets beat up by Sin Cara, the former Hunico. I thought about, well, that sounds kind of crazy, but you got to bear in mind, Dave, that's not too far-fetched. I mean, remember years ago, there was the altercation between Chris Jericho and Bill Goldberg, and Jericho got the best of that. There was a fight between JBL and Joey Styles. Joey Styles came out on top of that one. Now, you could argue that maybe this stuff got broke up before shit could really get going, but that's beside the point. And, you know, like you mentioned, in 2010, he got into a fight with Yoshitatsu, and Tatsu beat the shit out of him. And so now he lost again. So, I mean, do you think it's kind of far-fetched, or do you just kind of like, wow, you know, that's kind of cool. It's kind of like when the bully kid gets picked on and finally snaps and hits back. You're just kind of like, nice.
Yeah, it's got to be hard to be a bigger guy, because I'm 5'11", fat, so the odds of me beating up someone smaller are really against me. So it's got to be harder to be a bigger guy because, you know, just everyone expects you to fight, and everyone picks you out of the battle. You know, I'm with Ralph, and Ralph's a pretty big guy, and Ralph, all the time, people are like, oh, I beat someone up about your size. And when you're 5'11" fat, you don't get that. But I'm sure if you're over 6 foot, maybe 7 foot tall, he's not that tall, but you probably get that a lot. And to me, I just want to say this about Sheamus. Maybe everyone is lying, but how much of an asshole do you have to be for everyone to lie? And how much of an asshole do you have to be when Yoshitatsu is one of the nicest fucking human beings alive to fucking strike you? You know, I would never imagine Yoshitatsu ever striking anyone outside of wrestling, and he's a tough son of a gun, good wrestler. And now, you know, you got the new Sin Cara. So my thing is, maybe he's absolutely right, but his defense is, oh, get it? It's a racist joke. Oh, I get it. That's fucking hilarious. You're a fucking racist. They got your ass.
He was trying to laugh off. Basically, it was an embarrassing situation for him. He was just trying to laugh it off.
Maybe, but I don't know. I just find it funny people will defend it, and he's like, oh well, yeah, I only worked out with Triple H twice. Then yeah, everyone in FCW is a fucking liar, right? I mean, maybe that's the case. You know, we live in this generation where people have player haters, but the reality is, you know, there's really not
that
many.
Back to the reality, Dave. See, everybody else is crazy. Everybody on this planet is crazy except for me. I'm the only sane one left.
Exactly. All right, Sheamus. Hopefully you become a better person. Because really, I like Sheamus. And at the indie level, he was absolutely amazing. FCW, he went full ass-kissing mode and had a hell of a career. And you know what? Once you go soft, we were talking about this. Weren't we talking about the last show? You've gone soft, you're an ass-kissing bitch, you can't wrestle. Well, now you can't even fucking not defend yourself against fucking Sin Cara, allegedly. Because everyone else is a liar, except Sheamus. Sheamus is the only one telling the truth. Of course. I mean, I would hate to have that type of reputation.
You know, of course. But you know what, Dave? We need to shift over to something just a little bit more positive because, God damn it, Dave, the way you talk fucking depresses me. So we're actually going to talk about a little story. It's actually from your neck of the woods, Dave. It's out of Japan here. That Kenta is reportedly going to leave Pro Wrestling Noah. According to what I've heard, he should be wrapping up with the company this month. He's saying that he is going to go to WWE, and he's kind of basically saying that his body's been basically suffering for doing strong style in Japan, and if he's going to go to WWE, he really needs to go now. And you know, there's even one of his friends, Katsurori Shibata, and I just butchered that name, says that, you know, it's been his dream to go to WWE. Now, Dave, one, I could start a joke saying, I wonder how many WWE fans are going to say, wow, this guy's really copying a lot of Daniel Bryan and CM Punk's moves. That could be the joke there. But
sadly,
honestly,
you know they're going to. They're going to. And when I do,
yeah,
I'm just going to fucking slam my dick in a Trapper Keeper.
But Dave, I got to ask, since you're over there in Japan, you've watched Pro Wrestling Noah. How big of a score is this for WWE?
Well, let me put it this way. If these are really strong rumors, but almost it's one of those things, everyone's believing these strong rumors, and usually when that happens, it comes out to be true. We did our top 5 wrestlers, and we did it before. We did, top 10 of wrestlers right now. But we have to do a show like that again, because a lot of the guys have shifted. We're like top 10 wrestlers of right now. We did this a couple months ago, and Kenta was in my top 5. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world, and so is Prince Devitt. So if the rumors that are very strong, Devitt and Kenta, dude, WWE just picked up some of the best wrestlers in the world, in ring-wise. Now, what scares me is they're smaller, and one of them is Asian. WWE has a reputation in Japan to be absolutely racist cocksuckers, and if they fuck up Kenta, I don't know. Like, I don't think they can get any Japanese stars.
They fucked up. They fucked up Ultimo Dragon.
Yeah, and so Kenta is one of the best wrestlers in the world. A lot of Americans, including the two best wrestlers at one time in WWE, stole finishers from him. He is absolutely amazing, and a lot of people say Pro Wrestling Noah. Pro Wrestling Noah went through a hard phase. They lost a lot of wrestlers to death. Nothing Nancy Grace related, but one died in the ring, Misawa. One died outside of the ring, and they just had a lot of bad luck. And there was rumors of them going out of business. And they gave the ball to Kenta because everyone's like, oh, Kenta's the best. And a lot of Kenta haters were like, but he's too small. But they still gave him the ball. And a lot of people, a lot of Japanese fans wonder who's better. New Japan was #1 by a lot. But New Japan, because they're stuck with the same main eventers on top, a lot of people went to Pro Wrestling Noah. So Pro Wrestling Noah, in my humble opinion, survived on Kenta's back. And Kenta is absolutely amazing.
I got a question for you here. What does it say about WWE that, like, you know, basically one of the best wrestlers in Japan is like, God, my body's so beat up. I need to go to WWE where I can take it easy.
Well, yeah, because Awesome Kong said the same thing. If you go to Pro Res, your body is getting damaged. Those fucking athletes are better, and I know this is gonna sound bad because everyone's like, oh, it's because you live there, and no, Pro Res style is way harder. The ring is stiffer. They're beating the shit out of each other 5 to 10 times a week. They'll send a roster everywhere. Like, I remember, and the way Japan is set up is that they have 2 or 3, maybe 4, but 2 really big major cities. And then a lot of it is just pure country. But they still travel on the country shows. So you'll go to a Pro Wrestling Noah show or a New Japan show, and they're like, no, we have to get out in the country. I think a lot of it has to do with television deals, but don't quote me on that. But they'll go out in the country and wrestle in front of like 10, 20 people. You know, and just because they have to go to that city, and that city's population is very low because everyone lives in 2 major cities with a couple, maybe 2 littler cities nearby. And, dude, they still beat the shit out of themselves. We went to a secret 01 show. It was for friends of the pro wrestlers, family of the pro wrestlers, and super fans. And my family was invited. And it was just...
You a super fan got invited to a secret wrestling show? No, really, go on, Dave.
But there was maybe 30, 40 people. They're either super fans or friends or family. You know, basically, it wasn't really advertised. And I was like, oh, dude, they're just going to fucking mail it in. It's in front of their fucking family. Dude, they beat the fucking piss out of each other. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I need to go to the fucking store and just pay more money. So yeah, it is a very stiff style. They do very dangerous things, and it wears on your body. Awesome Kong said the same thing. She's like, oh, I love the fact that I fucking came to WWE and TNA. This ain't even fucking wrestling. Daniel Bryan has said that. Daniel Bryan in interviews has said, this ain't even fucking wrestling. Because, like, they did an interview, and they're like, oh, how is it like being a pro wrestler, or something along those lines. And he's like, yeah, no, being a pro wrestler is Japan. It's like, this is fucking entertainment. This is a fucking walk in the park. So yeah, Kenta, his career will go a lot longer. I just hope they give him the opportunity to shine, because you know what? Kenta versus Daniel Bryan versus Prince Devitt, not even a 3-way, just the feuds. That is so much fucking money. No one's even gonna fucking touch them. I just hope he gets a fair shot. He is small for WWE standards, and he is Asian.
Prince Devitt's name is gonna be?
Oh, I have no idea. I have no
I
idea.
know. Oh, no, I already know what it's going to be. Prince Devitt's name in WWE is going to be Devitt Prince.
Really? I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be okay with that. You know, sometimes like, you know, a lot of people were pissed because Bryan Danielson didn't get his name. But I thought Daniel Bryan was okay, even when it was brand new. I was like, all right, they're doing it. So I don't know. And I was thinking, you know, because his name is Kenta Kobashi. I missed up his last name. But maybe they'll just shorten it to Kenta. I think Prince Devitt can change his name and still be amazing. I would be more concerned if they changed Kenta's name. I'd be like, really? You're going to change fucking Kenta's name? But who knows? I just hope that Triple H... There's two types of Triple H's, in my opinion. There's, I want to be Vince, and I want wrestling to be great. I hope the Triple H that wants wrestling to be great is the one that handles Kenta. I really believe he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I hope he gets to shine. I hope, you know, because look at Yoshitatsu. A lot of WWE fans don't know how good Yoshitatsu really is. Yoshitatsu is fucking amazing. And when Yoshitatsu couldn't move to Houston, it just showed WWE, as soon as they see you're an Asian, they don't even want anything to do with you. And I hope that changes, because there are so many great Japanese pro wrestlers. And it would be great. And you know what? You have Paul Heyman. You have managers. If language is a problem, then fucking go about that way. But you also had Sin Cara, and you know it didn't work out that great. I don't know. I'm just worried that he'll become another Yoshitatsu. He'll become another Sin Cara. And if that's the case, I'm going to start losing faith on the future of WWE. Because right now, what keeps me going through some of these dark ages is, oh, it's going to be good once these guys are gone. You know, I think Roman Reigns as the Golden Boy is a lot better than John Cena, Batista, and Orton. I think the guys coming up, mid-carders, are a lot better than the mid-carders that came up with John Cena. So, I don't know. I hope and pray to Terry Funk that Kenta is used right. Because Kenta carried Pro Wrestling Noah. And like I said, in my humble opinion, Pro Wrestling Noah is #2 in Japan and still in business only because of Kenta. I know that's going to piss off a lot of Pro Wrestling Noah fans, but that is my opinion. I think because they were about to go bankrupt. You put anyone else in that star position of Noah going bankrupt, I don't think the company survives. So I hope Kenta is used right, and I will keep an eye on a lot of these athletes, and I can't wait to see what happens. Because Triple H has done some amazing things, but he's also had some flops, like Sin Cara and Awesome Kong, but that to me, I don't think you can see that coming. All right, Booms, you want to take a comment? Let's do this one, because I promised to get to it. It's a little funny, little loosey-goosey type thing. It's from X-Ray Vision.
Go ahead.
All right. This is a hard question, and I know it's coming, so I want to hear what you said. What heel comic book character, so which bad guy, comic books, would be the best to face Super Cena? And then he's laughing his ass off, and he's like, you won't really ask it? I'm like, you don't know me. So, Booms, you have
Dave
Super
will
Cena.
ask anything. Dave is the fucking Ron Burgundy of Internet Wrestling Radio. You put it on the screen, he will read it, and he will read it on air.
All right, here we go. So, which heel? Do you go Deathstroke? Do you go Bane? I don't know. Bane would have some pretty cool promos. Who do you go? Dr. Octopus? Venom? But after Venom in Spider-Man 3, he's just not the same.
Yeah, I know. I mean, Joker would be just put him kind of a cop-out.
Yeah, but my whole thing is with Joker, I don't think the match would be that good. I don't picture Joker putting on a 5-star match. I picture Bane breaking his back. I'm going Bane, but I'm going to be honest, I didn't put much thought into it. Venom, like, if Spider-Man 3 never happened, let me think. What other bad guys could it be? You going Green Arrow?
If it was against, like, the Vulture, I could picture a lot of good, soliloquies back and forth.
Yeah. The Riddler? Oh, my God. Can you imagine how bad the Riddler and John Cena promos would be? That would be the fucking worst goddamn promos ever. Riddle me this, John Cena. All right. So do you have a bad guy, or do you want some time to think about it?
No, I've already picked him.
All right. Who'd you got?
I'm still going to go with the Joker.
All right, you're going Joker. I'm not picturing a 5-star match out of the Joker. All right, you got Joker.
I'd be
I'm going to go
entertained.
Bane because I just want to see Superman get his fucking back broken. Granted, none of that right there was factual. Maybe Doomsday. Was Doomsday the guy who broke Superman's back and killed him? I know Bane killed
No,
Batman and broke his back.
okay.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this nerdy moment brought to you by Soardog.com, SOARDOWG.com. No, Doomsday killed Superman temporarily. Don't
Yeah,
ask
that's
me to
such
go into that whole saga.
bullshit. Fucking
And
retarded.
Bane broke Batman's back.
Yeah. I'm going Bane, because A, his promos are freaking awesome, and breaking Cena's back, you know. And granted, it's a comic book world. Alright, I don't want to see the poor guy fucking really get his back broken. Oh my god.
All right, come
Inappropriate
on, man.
joke.
Focus,
Can I have one
focus.
inappropriate joke? Before we focus, can I have one inappropriate joke? It's gonna
Well,
be
you're going to do
bad.
it anyway, so go for it.
If you're easily offended, just go la 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 for the next 10 seconds. When Bane breaks John Cena's back, who's his Make-A-Wish? I'm going to hell in a handbasket. All right, back to politically correctness on Wrestle AM. What's the next news story?
Next news story, actually, this is a story you can read on KocoSports.com. That's KoCoSports.com. It was put up by David Cooey, who I'm pretty sure does not exist. Title is David Benoit's in-ring debut canceled. Chavo Guerrero backs out of show. Chris Jericho furious with Hart Legacy Wrestling. For those of you wondering what in the hell's going on, Hart Legacy Wrestling was advertising David Benoit, the son of the late Chris Benoit, to wrestle a match. Well, Chris Jericho, he's actually close to David Benoit, and he called up Hart Legacy promotion, and he was just absolutely furious about it because guess what, kids? David Benoit hasn't been trained. Now, Smith Hart, originally he was supposed to be in some kind of tag match along with, oh shit, well, anyway, he was supposed to be, and it was supposed to be in a match here, and it had Chavo Guerrero. Well, Chavo Guerrero apparently got word of this, and he canceled his booking for the match. In fact, I don't think he's even going to show up at the event. And Smith Hart was trying to tell Jericho, look, he's going to be fine. He does have some experience. You know, we just want to run it for an angle, and you know, he can get through it without without any training. Well, it turns out that yeah, he did spend some time at Lance Storm's school in Canada. David did enroll in several training camps, but he didn't show up on the first day and was never trained. So David Benoit asked supposedly Triple H and William Regal about wrestling, and they told him that he needed to finish high school, then go to Storm's wrestling school. So just a huge clusterfuck. This is the kind of shit that I think WWE knew. This is exactly why WWE doesn't bring up Chris Benoit. They just don't want this situation exploited. And so if he really wants to do it, fine. If he wants to train, fine. If he wants to go through the Hart Legacy Wrestling, fine. But if Hart Legacy Wrestling is just doing this to, exploit everything to draw ticket sales and turn up some attention, then shame on them.
Yeah, I mean that's what it basically is. They're trying to do, get people talking about it. They're trying to get people there, and yeah, finish fucking high school, go to a wrestling school. I mean, I usually don't side on Triple H and Vince McMahon's side too much, but you have to. And I don't know. To me, we have a really big policy. How do you know how old David Benoit is?
Well, I honestly do not know.
He's still in high school, right?
18. Well, I don't know how old that was, though. He said it was several years ago he asked Triple H and William Regal about about becoming a pro wrestler, and so I don't know how old that information is. So I mean, he could be in his early 20s for all we know.
Yeah, because if he's under 18, I just have a big problem. Even us just talking online, we're like, no, you have to be over 18. You just have to. I'm just a fucking big believer in that. But yeah, just get trained. And I feel bad for him because I'm sure he wants to be a star. I'm sure he fucking, wants people to think highly of the Benoit name. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure on him, and he doesn't know how to handle it. And just to do a stunt to try to sell tickets just seems to be wrong. I mean, if you really want him to sell tickets and go, even if he just becomes a Canadian independent superstar, that'd be great for him. But just don't take advantage of the kid. I don't know all the details, but if Chris Jericho's stepping in and people are walking out, maybe he needs a little more time training. And, you know, what I would tell Benoit is don't be a freak show. Go and learn the right way. Because, let me tell you, if you go out there and get hurt, or if you go out there and it's a horrible fucking match, that's not going to help your career at all. And, yeah, I actually feel, you know what, I know hating Benoit seems to be the politically correct thing, but I actually feel bad for his kid. And I hope he gets his shit together, because I honestly think, even if he becomes the best wrestler in the world, WWE is never taking him. I think they'll give him advice, but at the end they'll be like, nah, this ain't happening. So his best bet is maybe working for an indie and be an indie superstar and all that. And, you know, you can make good money, especially if you correctly promote the Benoit name. I know that sounds sick in some people's eyes, but it's true. Go ahead.
You know, what I would tell David Benoit would be, look, you're not your father. You know, go learn how to wrestle. Go learn how to do it the right way, and don't let people exploit you. Because that's what people are going to do. They're going to be like, hey, we've got the son of a killer. He's going to be on the card tonight. You know, don't let them exploit you. Don't let them take advantage of you. Be your own man. And so, yeah, your name is going to open up some doors for you, but it's going to be more, you know, like Dave just said, like a freak show. Don't let them do that to you, because, I mean, you know, you're above that. So please learn how to do things the right way and don't let people take advantage of you. I agree with Dave. I don't think WWE would take David Benoit. The only way I see them doing it, only way, is if he just becomes this huge breakout international superstar that had potential to make them millions. I could then maybe see them giving him a shot, but I could also see if that happens, they would definitely make him change his name. No, they wouldn't put him under a mask, because in the U.S., masked wrestlers, it's pretty much your gimmick's doomed from the get-go, but he would definitely have to change his name. They would never promote him as David Benoit.
Yeah, so I wish him nothing but the luck, and I don't want to say the Hearts didn't have good intentions. It's just, it looks really bad. This is kind of a PR nightmare, and you should have saw this coming. I mean, when Chris Jericho, a WWE legend, a guaranteed WWE Hall of Famer, probably one of the best wrestlers in the world, fucking goes out of his way to stop an indie event and look out for someone, maybe you should have been like, you know what, even if you had good intentions, this was a horrible idea. So, I don't know, because a lot of times people will shit on the Hearts being like con men, con artists, especially up in the Canadian area, but I don't know, maybe they had good intentions, but it's one of those things, you just see someone do something and you're just like, he's not trained? What the fuck were you thinking, you know? So, I don't know, because you could do that with maybe a celebrity, but I wouldn't do that with someone who's striving to be a wrestler, because you're just going to ruin his reputation. All right, you want to get to some questions here?
Yeah, go ahead and throw up a question.
All right. FWL by James has been updated. Forsaken's in first, Antelopes is in second, and me with 4 points behind the Kangaroos. I got to beat you, Boo Boo. The rest of the results will be up on the blog later, and Forsaken also started the NXT League. Hero Dies and all his draft had women, and now they're starting off with a women tournament. I'm like, wow, Hero Dies, you must know something we don't. Hero Dies gets to an early lead. You can read the rest of that on the blog. Forsaken is here live. Someone wrote something in Spanish. Sorry, I can't read Spanish. Bam, bam. All right. Boom. X-Ray Vision's laughing his ass off because he thought we wouldn't really read it. I'm like, oh, X-Ray Vision, you do not know us. And Franielli, we got 2 more comments, Booms. We can call it a night unless they've come in later. These are old comments. Franielli says, has Ziggy Dolph Ziggler, fallen from grace so much that they have him lose to a comedy relief character. Do you think Ziggler, there's no coming back? Do you think that he has become comic relief? Or do you think they're just waiting for the right moment to push him again? Because everyone thinks Dolph Ziggler is the cat's meow. Everyone knows Dolph Ziggler's entertaining, can wrestle, probably one of the best wrestlers in WWE right now. But they're booking him like, we know you like him, so fuck you, let him put over everybody. What's your thoughts? Is Ziggler... Because you always tell the story, and you tell it better than me. What Terry Funk told one of the NWO members. Do you think it's one of those he's going to be stuck being a cool jobber forever?
It was, I believe it was back in his AWA days, but he told Scott Hall, don't get good at jobbing because soon that'll be all they ask you to do. Ziggler, do I think there's hope for him? Yeah. Remember, there was a point wherein Wade Barrett was just, it was like, what the fuck, man? I mean, he went through so many gimmick overhauls. You know, he was the NXT guy. He was the leader of the Nexus. Then he was just Wade Barrett. Then he was the bare knuckles fighter. Then he disappeared. He became Bad News Barrett. I mean, it just took him forever for WWE to find some. I mean, even though that we pretty much liked him from the get-go, and no matter what he did, we liked. WWE wasn't happy with him, so they kept just shuffling all these gimmicks for him, gave him no clear development, no clear path. He was jobbing. Then he just wasn't wrestling at all. Then he pops up and had to try to get this gimmick to work with Bad News. And now he's the Intercontinental Champion. So, yeah, there is absolutely hope. There is definitely hope for Dolph Ziggler. There are people who are critics of Dolph Ziggler, and they say that, Ziggler's not that good. The only thing that he can bump. He can bump like hell. And that style is dangerous, and the only thing he's going to do is get himself hurt by doing that. And I look at it as he's a guy who loves to wrestle. He's a guy who wants to be on TV. He's a guy who, wants to be the best at what he does. Okay, no offense to Jericho and CM Punk. Wants to be the best at what he does, and he's bust his ass because he figures, well, maybe if I keep busting my ass, somebody will take notice. And he did get a World Heavyweight title reign out of it. Now, granted, it was shitty because he took a concussion during the storyline. But he's actually somebody he actually got good at jobbing. He's reliable. He can make anybody look like $1 million. I guarantee you, Dave, WWE puts me or you in the ring with Dolph Ziggler. By the time that match is over, me and you are going to look like some badass motherfuckers coming into that fucking match because we've got somebody, with Dolph Ziggler who can sell any. I mean, the guy could sell an ice maker to an Eskimo. I mean, that's how good he is. So, again, I think there's hope for him. I wouldn't completely write him off yet, but they're going to have to do something different with him. I think maybe they're going to have to turn him heel. Because, I mean, there was always talk of that Angry Man faction, which I don't think is going to happen. But there's always that possibility.
Yeah, I just think he's way too talented to keep getting shit on. And this is what I hope eventually changes in the Triple H era. I hope eventually steroided freaks that can't fucking move and tell bad jokes gets replaced by fucking athletes that can wrestle. Go ahead, you're about to say something?
Yeah, I've noticed something. WWE, whether it be Vince McMahon, Triple H, whoever, it really doesn't matter. They want to push these quote-unquote larger-than-life, big muscular men that are well over 6 feet tall, in fact, damn near 7 feet tall, that weigh like 300 pounds, that are just completely just ripped. But if you've ever noticed, the fans, the people who pay for tickets, the people who buy pay-per-views, the people who buy the network, who buy T-shirts, merchandise, did you ever notice that they're gravitating towards the smaller guys? They're gravitating towards people like Daniel Bryan. They're gravitating towards people like Antonio Cesaro. They're gravitating towards people like Dolph Ziggler. And hear me out here. I think in a way, fans just appreciate good wrestling, or could it be that maybe they see a piece of themselves in those particular wrestlers? I mean, any of us could be Daniel Bryan. Any of us have felt shit on. We felt held back. We felt like, there's like some kind of, we're told that, oh, we can be anything, we can do anything, but there's always this unspoken pecking order, this, these chains that hold us back and prevent us from really attaining our goals and reaching the top. We've all felt that way before. And then here's this guy who's really good, who defies the authority, who defies the powers that be, and rises above and comes out a winner and comes out the champion. I mean, isn't that something inspirational that you want people to buy, that you want people to look up to, especially in the PG era?
Yes and no. That is how they're selling it. But that's fucking bullshit. If John Cena could be in Daniel Bryan's spot, they would do it in a second. A New York second. The reason why people are gravitating towards the smaller wrestlers is a bunch of things. One thing Boom Boom mentioned, little kids can relate to it. When I teach a lot of little kids in my real life job, and I have kids, I collect them like Pokemon, and no one says, I want to be a John Cena, because they can't picture being the good-looking super fucking guy. But they can be like, oh, I could be Sin Cara. Oh, I could be Rey Mysterio. So I think that does have some effect on the younger kids. Because like even my son's favorite wrestler, Dragon Kid, is a really small, fast wrestler in a mask. So there is that for the kids. But even for the majority of their audience, because the kids isn't the majority of their audience, there's a lot of things going against it. One, the internet is not the IWC anymore. If you're a fucking fan of anything, you just go online. It's not like the days of, oh, there's some fat, like, we're old school IWC. Fat fucking nerds who complain about everything. But, if you go to a WWE event, all of them fucking have smartphones. All of them are giving their opinions. So it's kind of like, yeah, the internet generation is changing that. The third thing is that fucking your big guys, if they can't fucking wrestle and not be entertained, people want to see that. If people wanted to see two fucking steroid freaks, they would go to bodybuilding competitions. They would go to heavyweight boxing. Now, another factor is mixed martial arts is becoming hugely popular. And the myth of the big guy can't lose. Like, Batista's like, I can't tap out twice. Yeah, go tell that to Hoist Gracie, fucking douche. You wear fucking Gracie gear, saying that a little guy can't tap you out. Batista, you need more jiu-jitsu lessons. That's the fucking honest-to-God truth. You're a fucking steroided piece of shit that fucking thinks he's invincible. No, why not? Why not? Go to Tampa. Who's Rob's name? God damn it. Fuck, there's a guy in Tampa that runs a fucking school named Rob. Small guy. I guarantee that bitch fucking chokes you the fuck out. I'll give you a list of fucking martial artists that fucking weigh about the size of your leg that can choke you the fuck out. And the education of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and fighting is changed. It's sport fans.
Remember that guy who knocked out Kimbo Slice, or beat Kimbo Slice in that primetime fights or whatever? It was the last one they ever did, because the promotion folded right after it happened. They had Kimbo. The opponent couldn't make it, so they got a guy to fill in. So they just brought, this little guy, they just brought him in, and he was just a disciplined fighter, and he went in, and he beat Kimbo Slice.
Yeah, and look who Batista fought. He fought a fat, out-of-shape fucking plumber. He didn't fight a fucking athlete. If I can go back and look at fucking that, it's bullshit. It is bullshit. It is just a fucking image that doesn't fucking exist, and people are getting smarter about it. People are getting very, very smart about it. If you look like Batista and you go to box, the Vegas odds, without knowing anything about you, put you as the underdog. If you get into MMA and look like that, they just assume you're going to fucking lose. Look at even Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar is a big fucking guy, but when you take the steroids away, he looks a lot fucking more natural. It fucking makes me so angry because Vince McMahon is fucking... He might not know he's gay, but he's gay. Vince is fucking gay, and he loves people with big muscles and lives in a land where the big guys always beat the small guys. But that's not the fucking case. David had a fucking slingshot, alright? It's not the fucking case. Big guys on YouTube get knocked the fuck out all the time. In MMA, the fucking guys who look like Dave Bautista lose most of the fucking time. It is the internet, it is big wrestlers not being able to go, and it is MMA and boxing educating the masses. So the days of, oh, look at Lex Luger, I'm going to fucking whack off to him as he puts on a fucking master lock. All right, none of that is fucking connecting, but roll with it. I'm on a roll. But those days are fucking over. Those days are over. I remember watching FCW and someone come down the ring that looked like a bodybuilder, and you could hear, oh. Like, it's almost like the opposite with wrestling fans today. If you look like $1 million, we just assume you suck at wrestling. And the track record shows that. I remember being at FCW, someone would appear and be like, nah, look at me, I look like $1 billion. And you could hear the crowd go, oh, I know nothing about this guy, but he can't wrestle. So I think it's just with the internet, with the smaller wrestlers, and you can thank the guys who broke the glass ceiling, the Bret Harts, the Shawn Michaels, even the Ric Flairs, like even a lot of the old school WWE guys were really not that big. It's when Vince fucking got into steroids and just like, yeah, well, big guys always fucking win. And it is not the fucking case. If you think big guys always win, please bet with me on next mixed martial arts event. Just come. Just come. Be like, wow, look at him. He looks amazing. Let's bet. I'd love to take your money. Dave Bautista, I would love to take your money. All right, go ahead.
No, I just agree with you right there, 100%. Even on like the female division, I think fans are more attracted to, and when I say attracted to, I mean like pay tickets to go see or pull for women who can, they may not look, that great physically. I mean, when I say like on a scale of 1 to 10, I think they would rather watch a 5 that could wrestle than a 9 that just kind of gets out there and does a headlock.
Yeah. And we got a comment from X-Ray Vision. Should Dolph, back to Dolph Ziggler, should he have turned heel against Jackman? Dolph, Miz, and Sandow would be amazing as a trio. And I thought, I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one, but I'm thinking a lot of people thought that's when it was going to go down. But when it didn't go down, we're like, oh, shit.
That's what X-Ray Vision wrote, and I was like, and then I started thinking about it when I saw that segment, and I was like, you know what, maybe he's right. This would make sense. All right, and it's the worst fucking segment ever.
Yeah, and not only is it the worst segment ever, but it almost puts a kaput to the Angry Man faction. Because if you're not going to be angry after that, what the fuck is the point, and how far are you going to put this off? And that's what scares me about WWE is it just seems like the next pay-per-view is going to be the same as the last pay-per-view. And if that's the case, people that are outside of the dance are fucked. Like, I think Dolph Ziggler and a lot of talented wrestlers are fucked because, well, The Shield has to fight Evolution, Kane has to fight Daniel Bryan, John Cena has to fight Bray Wyatt. You're running out of fucking spots. So, yeah, I don't know. Dolph Ziggler is on the Fighting Kangaroos, and I'm a super fan of him, but I don't know, man. I'm almost starting to give up hope. Like, you know what? One thing I have to give Dolph Ziggler, though, is he did not give up trying. And that has to be major props. Maybe he knows something we don't know, but a lot of people would have started mailing it in, including myself. I wouldn't have fucking tried. I'd be like, yeah, okay, whatever. And, you can say whatever you want about who the fuck is the new Long Island guy, Zack Ryder. You can say whatever you want about Zack Ryder, but he fucking mailed it in, and I don't blame him. He fucking made that company fucking millions and millions of dollars with his ideas and got treated like shit. So, getting yourself over in WWE is bad. Kissing ass and working out with Triple H is good. And that is why pro wrestling gets stuck in the mud. One thing I did want to talk about, we did not pre-plan this, but I want to do it, and then one more comment if that's cool. Is WWE, in Booms, we complain a lot about WWE, and people are like, well, why are you still fans? And recently, Boom sent me a video. What was it called? Conan the Crusher? Connor the Crusher?
Connor the Crusher.
And I just have to give WWE lots of credit. And when they do stuff like this and support the troops, I'm totally against Be a Star. I'll always be against Be a Star. I think it's absolutely a horrible campaign for them. But besides Be a Star, when they do stuff for the troops and Connor the Crusher, when you see that, there are times where me and Booms really are down on the product. And it's moments like that that make me go, all right, I can keep trucking on when they do good stuff like that. When I saw that video, it's on KocoSports.com. It's on YouTube a lot of places. I think it's linked to one of our videos. It hits you in the feels, man. It is good. And when you see that, because a lot of times we get stuck talking about the negative. I'm a very negative person, but when you see something so positive, when WWE is bad, it just keeps you going. It's kind of like Tribute to the Troops. Every year when Tribute to the Troops happen, I'm always like, you know what? Maybe WWE wasn't that bad this year. And I think this one is, you know, what they did for that little boy was just absolutely amazing. And even when WWE sucks and we're super negative, I think that's what gets us through the mud. I know that sounds crazy, but do you know what I'm trying to say here?
Yeah.
So go check it out.
It makes you realize just what's really important in life, and it also just it shows like a human side that, you know, there's this kid dying of terminal cancer. He's a fan. His parents admit, you know, when he meets Daniel Bryan, like, boom, he's feeling so much better. He's running around, and he gets to live like this, gets a chance to meet his heroes, to have some fun, sit down, talk to everybody, get some autographs. I mean, it's just, it almost makes you cry. It just really does to see, some kid, he's up, his back's against the wall. He doesn't have much time left, but there he is, smiling and having the time of his life.
Yeah, to be what they did there. I mean, usually I'm not that much of an emotional guy, but there was definitely magical ninjas cutting onions around. It was amazing. All right, last comment. You ready to go for last comment?
Ready to go.
We're a little too soft and mushy because, dude, it's great. If you want to see the so emotional, go check it out. Way to go, WWE, on stuff like that. And I watched TNA today, and we bumped back the TNA review because me and Booms seemed like we just seemed like we were doing shows with everyone else and not us. We had to go old school and get back together. We were getting a little tense. I threw Boom Boom under the bus in comments at least 27 times. So we had to get back together. But we will be doing an Impact review. I was pretty impressed by it. Booms, this wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad Impact, so you might want to check it out. But Andy Paps, this was the comment of the century of the week, and we forgot to do it, but he put some effort in. This is Andy Paps. Top 10 things better than Dixie Carter. All right, so This is a good way to go out by Andy Paps. I will post this on, maybe I'll post this down in a little detail section below, and also I'll try to start posting bigger and better comments on the blog. We'll have like some comment of the week. This is very old, and I apologize to Andy Paps, but I said I'd get it done. This is me paying back the internet inventory. All right, you ready? 10 things better than Dixie Carter by Andy Paps. 10, getting wisdom teeth removed. 9, stepping in dog shit. 8, getting kicked in the balls. 7, getting ran over. 6, getting food poison. Oh, dude, that sucks. 5, catching your girlfriend.
Yeah, that sucks.
Catching your girlfriend cheating. That's a young man's thing. An old guy is like, thank God, she's out of my life. Like, there's a grandpa moment. There's a moment where women, this is gonna be horrible, but there's a moment in men's life where cheating is like two different things. Like, example, when you first date, you're like, I can't believe you cheated, my life is over. Then you date a little bit longer, you're like, I trusted you, whore. Then you're a newlywed, like, we just got married. But then there's the part where you've been cheating for like, you've been together for like 20 years, and you're like, oh, your wife is cheating on you. You're like, oh, thank God, I'm gonna go fuck everything. I'm not paying for shit anymore. I'm out. Peace, bitches. All right, I just made myself sad. I probably shouldn't have told that story. Look forward to it, kids. All right. 4, getting robbed. Yeah, getting robbed. 3, falling down the stairs. 2, watching TNA. And 1, watching David Booms reviewing Raw. All right, so those are 10 things better than Dixie Carter. Thank you. Thank you for the kind words, Andy Paps. And you won comment of the week of the century. And if Thumbnail Gate doesn't fuck us, we will start handing out prizes and shit with the money we make off these videos. Fuck it.
What, will we get paid?
Dude, Booms, you know behind the scenes. I will fucking rant and rave and make sure we get all our fucking videos.
Oh, yeah, I better not open that can of worms.
Fucking unbelievable, fucking broken fucking system. Punching right in the fucking eye. Anyway, let's go to live comments. We can't leave on that.
Yeah, let's do that.
Hook and shoot. This is the last comment. Any comment after this, we will try to answer in the comments, and we will try to do better Stump the Idiots. We are starting Stump the Idiots fresh because I was in and out of the hospital, and Booms, how long? Booms, mad props. I do bust your balls, but you have a stressful job, sir. Hopefully it gets better. Hook and shoot. Awesome work as usual. Thank you. By the way, does Kenta officially start working for... Oh, when does Kenta start... Timeout. Take 7. Awesome work as usual. Thank you, Hook and shoot. By the way, when does Kenta officially start working for WWE? I need to know what death date to put on his career's tombstone. Oh, shit. Hook and shoot. Fuck it, you. We're trying to leave positive. Yeah, dude. You know, if I was a betting man, I would say this is the end of Kenta. And you know what? Thank you for everything you've done, Kenta. But I'm praying to Terry Funk that he can have a good career. When is his starting date? I actually don't know. As of now, these are super strong rumors by everyone that knows it. But you know, Kenta, Prince Devitt, and WWE's future looks so bright. Hopefully, Triple H gives us the pro wrestling we love, and I just hope he does good. I'm going to tell you something, Booms. It's going to break me. A part of me is going to die if Kenta bombs. If Kenta bombs in WWE, a part of me is going to die. I just want you to know that, okay? I want to pre-warn you. All right. Booms, let's wrap this bad boy up.
All right.
Put the bow on it.
Well, I guess I'm going to have to do the shameless plugging here, so be sure to check us out 24/7 at KocoSports.com. That's KocoSports.com. It's your home for all combat sports. That includes mixed martial arts, boxing, pro wrestling, amateur wrestling, sumo wrestling. If you can get your nose broke doing it, man, we got you covered. So check us out anytime. It's where the world goes to kick ass.
And also, I want to thank Pablo, Jerry, Cooey. They did an awesome thing. We do have a print shop, and that's great because I would love to get rid of the ads on YouTube and just make money through shirts and printing. So if you know any promoters out there, we will help promote it if you buy your printing through us. It's really great. They set it up. We'll get more details about that. I will be doing a podcast Sunday night. And what else? There's probably other stuff. Buy a T-shirt. We always have to say buy a T-shirt. Go to KocoSports.com and buy a T-shirt. And I will be doing an Impact review within the next 72 hours. Booms, I would suggest you watch it because it has an awesome ladder match, and it's not bad. Like the show, it's not good. Like I can't say go watch it. It's good. I can tell you it has an awesome match, and it's not bad. And in some small way, that's a huge victory for TNA. But I will break it down like I do next. And fuck thumbnails. That's all I'm going to say. Fuck thumbnails right in the ass. Oh, there you go. You like that thumbnail? You like that? Classy, Booms. Classy. That's why YouTube pays us the big bucks. I'm going to hell. All right, Booms. I love you. Within 48 hours, Booms will be back because I work tomorrow, so I'm going to get the night off for Booms unless he does a solo show. So within the next 72 hours, there will be an Impact review, and we are starting fresh. So get your Stump the Idiot questions in. Booms, say something nice to the internet industry. You've hit some hard times. Let's end on music.
Here's my words of wisdom to you kids. And I mean, this goes out for some of you younger guys here, maybe even some of the ladies. I think the best relationship in this world you can have is when you finally just find that special someone who's the same level psychopath as you.
And with that, I am over.